Welcome to the channel 831 Novel. Bienvenidos al canal. Today we have a PLUOT tree fruit haul. We have the Flavor Queen, who's already breaking dormancy. Check it out. A little late in the game. Things are happening a little too soon, pretty fast. We have pretty mild winters. And then it's pollinator, the Dapple Dandy. Acabo de seleccionar estos árboles. Esta variedad son cruces entre ciruela y chabacano. Y luego dice interespecífico, o sea, ya se fue muy a fondo en el proceso de hibridización, que ya no acepta el polen de sus padres. So ya no puedes usar un chabacano o una ciruela para como polinizador. Tiene que ser otro PLUOT. Un PLUOT es que predomina la ciruela. Y también pero también tiene chabacano. Si es lo opuesto, es un aprium, donde predomina el chabacano, pero también tiene ciruela, es un aprium, que también los he demostrado en el canal. Again, this is a PLUOT. The phenotypes displayed is closer to a plum, and that's why you have leading with the PLU from plum and the OT from apricot. So these are each other's pollinators. Check out the whips. I'm gonna prune them and show you how to store them for a later day. I'm planning them like in 2 days, but you could, in theory, keep them 7 or 10 days. Plan them out 7 or 10 days later. Check out their roots. They're not that vast, so they need to come back. It has a very and see, that one's growing back into itself. I might want to even prune that one, leaving only the outward pointing ones. You don't want the ones that are pointing back towards this tree. They could girdle and choke the tree. So they say. And then let's check out the Dapple Dandy. This one's good. So quick little prune. Once again, disinfect, alcohol. So I wanted to continue down this path. Quiero que siga por este camino. So agarro la rama y busco por una yema que esté apuntando en esta dirección. Aquí veo unas yemas gemelas, no se observan bien. Ahí está. So these twin buds right here pointing in this direction, so that means this limb is gonna fork out into 2. So I only have 3. If you've been following, you know I usually go for 4 or more. Like at 4, ideally 4, but I always keep a spare. You want to open center, 4, and pointing towards each cardinal point, north, south, west, and east. So again, this one right here, and you can come back as much as 50%. You can just leave a third of the limb, but I come back 50%. So take a look at this limb. It's pretty long, but it's coming back 50%, and I'm leaving them on these twin buds right here. Can you see it? There, right there. So here we go. Sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on where it lands, because that's budwood right there. And then this one right here, I'm coming up, equal to the other one, maybe a little less. This one's a little thicker, so I might give the other one vertical dominance. So I'm coming up. This one's gonna kick it off to the right and slightly down. This one right here, or even these twin buds again. these twin buds, but now I'm gonna go to the one. And then this one, I can eliminate the central leader, but since there's really no lateral branching in this one, I'm gonna really try to see if I can use it as another limb. So it's thicker, so I'm gonna really stunt it. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna let these gain bigger. If I leave it, if I give it some height, it'll continue to dominate as the central leader. So let me just move this down so you can see. And this one's perfect because the bud's right there, which ends up being lower than these ones, lower than the one to the left, lower to the one in the right. Again, if I leave it higher than these other ones, it's just going to continue its trajectory upwards. So I really want the lateral branching to gain some vigor over this former central leader. I want this to be now a lateral limb. I don't want it to be a central leader. So here we go, right there. And just because I cut there doesn't mean that this one's like guaranteed to express. It's swollen, I see it, but sometimes they can wilt, shrivel, and die. So that was the Dapple Dandy. The Dapple Dandy. Next up is the Flavor Queen. I apologize for the wind. Santa Cruz, California, live in Santa Cruz, California. So we have more lateral branching here. It already broke dormancy. One, you really want to do this before they start to wake up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm gonna do this real quick. This one, is just straight up vertical. So cut that, because it's as you witnessed, they were already rubbing. And then I want the open center. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it right here. It's coming back a lot. It doesn't have a very vast root system, and I don't like this one. It's growing back into itself. Cut it. And then here we go. This is what I'm gonna do. So there. It's a little lopsided. All the limbs are growing in this direction, but check it out. They're not intersecting. They're not running into each other. Look, they spoke out perfectly from like. So I'm leaving a lot of spare limbs on this one, and now we're bringing it back. All right, since this one's awake and pointing in this direction, I'm gonna go with that one. Again, these limbs are like 2.5 feet tall. They're coming back by 50%. This one right here, this one's breaking dormancy. I could go lower. Yeah, I'm gonna go lower. That's right, I'm gonna keep it high to keep it even with this one, so they compete, so they're even. Now you know what, I'm gonna go lower on this one. I'm gonna come back and then also go lower on this one. There's not a lot of root system, so These aren't the droids you're looking for. Howdy, fellow gardener. How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. And then this one, this bud's already expressing itself right there. I'm gonna go with that. Some people say 45, some people say 45-degree angle cut is more surface area, and then some people say 45-degree angle, the water slopes away. Doesn't really matter to me because I always spray them. And then this one right here, this one, for it to come out, to continue to grow in this path. All right, and I'm going to show you the final result. About 2.5 feet from the graft. Check it out. And now you just bag them. I just bag them and tie the knot. They have a little bit of sand on them, so that should be plenty of moisture for like 2 days. But if you keep them longer, you want to just keep checking on them. And so I'm gonna throw them in a shed. But if you don't have a shed, side walkway, the path that leads to your backyard is a good one, because it'll get like half sun. But you definitely don't want them to dehydrate. Just circle around the trunk, then you just tie a knot. And these are my 2 whips in here. I'm gonna pull up and dig a hole the size of the root, which is not that big. This is gonna be easy. Switching gears, how I germinate avocado seeds. And if you're in the 831, I need you to do this. I need you to put down a seed. I need you to put down a seed and then hit me up once it's established so I can graft onto it. También a León, Guanajuato, México, León, Guanajuato. Pongan a empezar, germinen semillas y plántenlas. Y yo voy a llegar con la variedad GEM. Yo quiero injertarles GEM a León, Guanajuato. Ya saben, a León, Guanajuato les quiero regalar lo mejor. So mira, esta capa es hidrofóbica. This layer is hydrophobic. It'll repel water. If you want it to germinate faster, peel it. Peel it. And sometimes it's not an easy peel. Sometimes you need to scrape it with a spoon. But this one's an easy peel. I find it, if you wet them a little bit and let them dry for like a couple hours, they will peel easier. And you don't need to peel it all. Just some, so that the water penetrates. So si esta capa es hidrofóbica, pélala con la uña o en veces hasta con una cuchara. En veces no la quiere soltar. Pero sí, así era fácil. Y aquí ya se ve la partida. Aquí es donde va a partir. Así. Moist napkin. Wrap it up. Put it in the bag. and label. Label. This is a Hass. So 02 19 February 19 24. Pongan en la fecha y la variedad. Date and variety. I know they say Hass is not ideal rootstock, but I see them everywhere in Watsonville. They say it's not cold hardy. That's not true. They survive. So yeah, quick little live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you have a good day locally. Stay dry. There's a storm coming, supposedly. Sí, muchas gracias a todos los que se sintonizaron. Espero que todo esté bien con ustedes. Gracias por el apoyo. Y aquí vamos a andar. Saludos y éxito. Adiós.